Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, with the grace, mercy and permission biiznillah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we continue our da'wah work through Positive Islamic Psychology Center and Khalifa Education Foundation through video training in terms of developing a new module helping the Ummah to face the challenges of the 21st century in terms of Islamic motivation, coaching, mentoring, counseling, heart of love, and we want to certify, inshallah, 12,000 PIP life coaches over the next 10 years throughout the world, inshallah, as we do our da'wah, as we publish our book also in Bahasa Indonesia, as we liaise with many universities in Indonesia, we would be able to reach out doing both the English language version of the book, Positive Islamic Psychology, for the English speaking world, and the Bahasa Indonesia version for Indonesia and Malaysia, inshallah. So what is important is that this transformation of the Ummah must be based on traditional Islamic learning and teaching, but modern in the sense of using psychology, not using force, not using severe method, but very loving, caring, portraying the intrinsic value of Islam of love, mercy, compassion, peace, and so on, which is intrinsic to Islam. So this is where we have to bring this idea. And I've given to you that the higher thinking in terms of love, mercy, compassion comes from higher thinking. All right, and this higher thinking comes from our roh, qalb, and heart, especially the qalb, the heart. All right, this loci of control that bring us towards the FET, Fita thinking cycle, which I have explained to you. And the lower nafs is where the amara is based from the body. So we have bring the nafs from the physical realm to the spiritual realm using all the qualities of what we have. And this is where our model, having physical and spiritual link, and how our thoughts is linked between the FET cycle and the TF cycle. And this FET cycle brings up from Ilmul Yaqin, Ainul Yaqin, Hakul Yaqin, and the level of Nafsul Lawamah, Mutmainnah, Nafsul Radiyah, Mardiyah, Kamaliyah, and the TF cycle just based on secular atheistic materialism, based on passion and based on consumption and so on. And I have explained to you that with modern science now, we have this opportunity to bring the truth of Islam even closer. So we need to produce a lot of Muslims who have knowledge. That's why Islam is not a religion based on just accepting only, but it is a religion based on faith. This deen is a deen based on faith and rational knowledge. So that's why it's very important that we Muslims must be able to integrate, to know that the spiritual world vis-a-vis the quantum world and the material world, there is an interface. And how this interface works, this is where all the studies are being done, in, for example, in nature of consciousness. And there are studies, for example, is this universe conscious? What is the Islamic position on the consciousness of the universe? Because there are ayat in the Quran about talking about the mountains having fear. So how does the mountain has fear? Or ayat in the Quran of the communication of Nabi Sulaiman, Prophet Sulaiman with the creatures. How is this interacted? All these things are the subtle interaction which should happen in the quantum world or the subtle world, whichever, we do not know. But these are the opportunities for us to bring a greater level of knowledge based on traditional understanding. That means our great teachers, our great alim and ulama, from the revelation of which Al-Quranul Karim, which our Prophet Muhammad SAW, the Sahabas, the Tabi'in has an understanding of the philosophical and the theological and the metaphysical identity of who we are. So we know about the material world from the Quran, we know about the subtle world from the Quran, we know about the angelic world, we know about the Sifa of Allah, where Allah tells us He is Ghafurur Rahim, He is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and so on. So the 99 names which is all in the Quran, and then He tells us not to delve into the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this hierarchy of existence comes from His command. I mean, what is Allah's Zat and His attributes is with Him, but when He commands something to be manifested, the angelic realm, the central realm, the material realm is all what He manifested into being. Alright? So all of it is within His capabilities. That means we don't say He is in or out, because within the perspective, Allah is beyond space, beyond time. His omniscient, He is omnipresent, He is all-powerful, all-merciful, all-knowledgeable, and so on. So those qualitative aspects, if we understand clearly that we know from the Nasut, Malakut, Jabarut, Lahut, and Hahut, Al-Hadrah, Al-Ilahiyah, Al-Khams, the 5 realms of divine presence, He is present in all realms. But He is not in or He is not out. You cannot say He is in, because if He is in, then He is manifesting in what form? Alright? Or He is out, because if He is in, then He is bounded by space and time. If He is out, He is not even in control of it. So that's why Ilmu Tawheed, the Kalam, cosmological understanding is very important. So what is important is how then we frame our life, because Allah tells us we have the Ruh, we have the Qalb, we have the Akal, we have the body. So if the atheists say we only have the body, they are living in the terrestrial realm, the realm of the materialism, physicalism, which I have given you a lot of knowledge to rebut them. Not to curse and swear at them, but to tell them you only take one realm of your existence. But if you take your higher realms of existence in so far as you know what is the Ruh is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Ruh is close to God. So you have this God consciousness in terms of your Ruh, in terms of your Qalb, in terms of your body, or your Akal, and then your body. So you are drawing your body towards this physical realm, towards the integration of the 4 levels of selfhood. This is very important, because how are you going to resolve your psychological problem? Is it by just the body and the brain only? Even the mind now, they are accepting now, the CBT is accepting mindfulness. Before that, they only accept the body and the brain and the neural system that you have in your brain, the synapses, the neurotransmitters, the hormones that's affecting your brain, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and then you come out this way, you come out that way. Alright? That is not effective. So for psychological challenges in life, in terms of stress, in terms of fear, in terms of worry, in terms of anxiety, depression, and all the subsets of all the psychological problems in DSM-5, you cannot resolve it by the materialistic approach. You have to integrate your Ruh, Qalb, and Akal. And this is where Islam has the ability to bring about a unified, integrated Islamic healing, or Islamic integrative healing, which inshallah I'll write a book if I have the opportunity, because of my background in naturopathy and nutrition. Inshallah in future, if I have the ability, I'll bring in these ideas. But this integrative cell then can live in peace with the body. That means you must have peace in your heart, peace in your Ruh, peace in your heart, peace in your mind. Then you have peace in the body. You cannot have peace in the body when your Ruh, Qalb, and mind is in turmoil. So modern man is in turmoil. They are always constantly in turmoil. Turmoil of thinking whether they're going to live or die. They got fear of death. Turmoil in terms of whether they have a big car or a small car, or no car. Turmoil in terms of which the latest handbag they're going to buy. Turmoil insofar as which are the finest food that they can buy and still not happy with it. So this is where they are in constant stir of always thinking about more and more and more, hoping that they can buy happiness, they can buy peacefulness, they can buy love, they can buy mercy, they can buy compassion. You can't. It's all within your ability here if you integrate your Ruh, your Qalb, your Akal, and you integrate your body towards this higher thinking. The Fita cycle I've explained you in a previous video. And you use that as a healing mechanism for yourself. That means as you face the challenges of this dunya, what is the perception or the answer from the perspective of your higher, your spirit? How are you going to tackle this from the perspective of your closeness to Allah? How you are going to relate in terms of your worship, in terms of your prayer, in terms of your dua, in terms of relying on Allah, tawakkal ala Allah, and so on. So then you have your heart to guide you. How can you infuse patience, gratitude, mercy, compassion, all the qualities of the heart? Then how you can mold your mind towards positive thinking, towards acknowledging the grandeur of Allah through knowledge. You study and look at the cosmos and you see you're just this insignificant being. Then you rely on Allah. And then you bring your body towards the feeling of fullness, the peace, the tranquility, the pleasure of life. And that is very beautiful. So Islam is not a religion that you don't smile. We smile a lot. Islam is not a religion that you just sit down and think of dying. No, we think of living. We think of contributing to this earth. We think of achieving success in this world and success in the hereafter. That's why our dua every day after our prayer, we always say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Oh Allah, give us the goodness of this world and the goodness of the hereafter, and protect us from the torment of the hereafter. So this is where the beautiful life of Islam, understanding your level of selfhood, vis-a-vis understanding the level of reality in terms of terrestrial, intermediate, celestial and infinite. This is where the realms of this, the Zat of Allah, the Sifat of Allah that fuses to us. And if you can understand this traditional Islamic metaphysics from this perspective, we have an integrated, balanced life that Allah has created for us as Muslims. We have the feeling of fullness and joy, of worship, of relying on God for all our challenges in life. And we have the feelings and the mercy of grace of Allah, where Allah tells us in many times in the Quran, La khawfun wa la hum yahzanun. You shall have no fear of your future. Don't think about the future. You shall have no fear. Wa la hum yahzanun. And you shall have no regret of the past. The past is gone. You ask for forgiveness and you are clear. The future is going to come, but when you channel your life towards the 4 levels of selfhood and understand the nature of the grandeur of Allah and His mercy, His compassion, His love, then you have a fullness of Iman, Islam and Ihsan, and from then we can have the joy of life and the joy of success in this world and the hereafter, from various aspects, from psychology, from healing, from life, from all the things that we are going to face. So inshallah, there will be a separate issue, but these 5 charts I've given you is some idea of how the wonderfulness of the truth of Islam is something that you can study, all right, and use it. And we have our book, Positive Islamic Psychology, to guide you. And if you are interested, be our life coach, subscribe to our channel, tell your friends about this, and slowly we will bring in, because even though we have small numbers now, I'm in the stage of preparing the YouTube material. I'm giving you here whatever little that I know, by the grace of Allah, from my teachers who has long gone now. So in a way, it's a record of whatever little that I have, so that inshallah we can share it with the ummah in the best of all ways, inshallah.